Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, I will be doing a collab. I am collabing with Steph, Not Your Basic Steph, my bestie, my mentor, my soul sister, my family member. I could go on and on and on. I just adore that woman so very much. And I think we've done what, 5 or 6 collabs now? I can't remember exactly what we're up to, but Steph came up with the best idea for us to do a series of collabs together on our channels. She watched my palette collection and declutter videos, and she made a list of all of the palettes that we have in common. And she thought it would be really cool to do like a back in the spotlight series where we're using older palettes, you know, just to get use out of our makeup, and also maybe to be a little bit inspiring to you guys. You know, if you have the palette and you hadn't used it in a while, maybe we could do like a palette bingo with it and give you some motivation to use it again. So she chose the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette, and I have used this palette one other time on my channel. I did a palette bingo with Pia. Her channel name is Makeup by Pia W. I love Pia, and I love this palette. And Steph let me, brave Steph, she let me randomly select the shades that we're going to be using in our palette bingo today. Now, the last time I did that was with the Jackie Aina palette, and I chose all the neutral shades out of that palette, and Steph loves colorful eye looks, so I was a little nervous that I was going to be in the doghouse, but she created a beautiful look. I mean, Steph could use chalk and create the most beautiful eye look ever. So I think she forgave me. And then the last time she chose, and so she said, you can choose it again. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you want me to do that? So the 5 shades that I randomly selected are Exposure, this beautiful black matte, very pigmented, beautiful black matte. Then I chose this one here called All Dat Sparkle. It's like a brown, kind of almost like a purpley brown matte. Then I chose Dirty Martini, which is kind of a purpley brown shimmer shade. I have swatched the Color Story on my arm, and that shade did not swatch very well, but you know, sometimes shades can swatch horribly and look beautiful on the lid, so we'll see. I haven't used that shade before. Then I chose Hype, which is this beautiful, like kind of medium blue shimmer, which I've used before. It's gorgeous. And then I chose Sparkle, this beautiful, like kind of foresty green shimmer as well. And this is a Black-owned UK indie brand, and I just think this brand is amazing. Their whole goal is to be very inclusive, and I think that's wonderful. I think a lot more makeup brands need to do that, you know, include all skin tones, all skin types. I just think that is just the goal. It should be the goal of every brand, every makeup brand. And I was really impressed with the shades the last time I used this palette, so I'm sure this is going to turn out very nicely. Kind of a different color story that I chose randomly. I don't think that that's a color story that I would have chosen if I was just going to pull this out and play with it, but you know, that's the challenge of a palette bingo, is getting out of your comfort zone. So like I said, I did swatch the shades here on my arm. This is that Dirty Martini shade, this one right here, and like I said, it just didn't swatch that great, but it is kind of a duochrome. It's almost like a, I don't know, kind of like a brown base with like a purple reflect in it. So that's pretty cool. And I'm very interested to see what look I'm going to create with these 5 shades. And I know Steph is just going to smash this look. She could smash any look. So I'm really excited to watch her video and see what she does with the colors that I chose. So I came up with 10 questions for us to answer. Now they're all based on things that we love or we like or we're interested in the other person's country. Steph lives in the UK and I live in the United States. And I just thought it'd be really fun to just talk about each other's country and what we are interested in about it or what we like about it. I just thought that would be kind of fun just to maybe get to know us a little bit better. So if you are interested to see the look that I'm going to create with the 5 shades that I randomly selected from the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette, and listen to me answer some questions about the UK for my collab with beautiful, dynamic, amazing Steph, Not Your Basic Steph, then please sit back, relax, and let's get it started. All right, let's get started with this palette bingo for my collab with Steph, Not Your Basic Steph, using the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette. And like I said, we do have 10 questions that we're going to be answering. And I do have my brows done, and I also have my eyelid primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. So I'm going to use this little Beely brush here, and I'm going to start off with this shade here called Exposure, this black matte, and put that in my outer V. And I'm going to start with the first question. And the first question is, have you ever been to the UK? When and where did you go? Now, I have never been to the UK, so I added a little bonus question here. If you haven't been, where would you want to go? And of course, I would want to go where Steph lives. That's really the main motivation behind going to the UK would be for me to go see Steph. So I would definitely want to go where she lives, of course. But I also really want to see London. And I know that Steph has said that London isn't always the greatest place to go. Like, it's, I think, maybe a little dangerous. But, you know, I have wanted to go to London since I was a little kid and saw Mary Poppins. You know, I just think it sounds amazing. Everything I've heard about it, well, maybe not everything I've heard about it, but, you know, things I've seen in movies look amazing. So I really do want to go to London at some point. And this black matte is incredible. It's just very pigmented and it just applies beautifully. I really want to go to like Buckingham Palace too. I would love to go to Wimbledon. I'm a huge tennis fan. I love Rafael Nadal. He's like my favorite tennis player ever. You know, there's a lot of tennis players that I like, but Rafa is my favorite. So yeah, I would want us to go there. I mean, anywhere that Steph would want to take me, I would be totally fine, totally down to do whatever in the UK. Just to be in the UK would be so amazing. And also to be with my bestie. I just dream about that day all the time. I really hope that someday she and I are able to meet in person and just have the most amazing time together. Now I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to use one of my Real Techniques brushes. I'm going to go into All That Sparkle and just kind of take that around that a little bit and then into my transition area. And I'm going to answer another question. And the second question is, what is your favorite thing about British culture? Everything. No, really, I would have to say that British accents are my favorite thing in the world, really. I have tried all of my life to speak in a British accent. I remember when I was like, I don't know, high school or college, my friend and I thought it would be really funny. Every time we went somewhere, we were like, we're going to speak in a British accent because we're going to try to convince people that we're from the UK. And we sounded like absolute idiots, okay? But we did it anyway. And there were a couple of people that actually bought the story and they were like, you're from the UK? And we're like, oh, yes, we are. We live in London. We're from the UK and we're just visiting here. We're visiting our nan. And people were like, oh, wow. But most people were looking at us like, you're full of shit. And we were. But, you know, it's just always fun to pretend that I have a British accent. And every time I watch a Harry Potter movie, for like, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 days afterward, I walk around going, Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ronald Weasley. And my husband's like, honey, relax. I want somebody from the UK, well, preferably Steph, to move in with me and like narrate my life. So everything I'm doing is done or said in a British accent. And this is a really nice shade too. It blends out really nicely. I just kind of wanted to have like a smoky eye and then put the shimmers on the lid. I'm not exactly sure which shimmers I'm going to put on the lid quite yet. I'm thinking like probably the blue and the green. That other shade, that Dirty Martini shade, is just kind of strange. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping that it'll, you know, apply better on the lid. Might save that for the lower lash line. Let's go into the shimmers. And I'm actually going to use this little brush right here that Steph sent me. This is a Spectrum brush. She sent me a set of these. She's used these before on her channel. I went berserko, so she got these for me, and they're so cute. I just love them. The third question is, what is your favorite British slang or saying? All of them. I think I'm going to go into Sparkle now, and I'm going to put this towards the outer V, kind of last half of the lid there, and let me spray that. Let me grab my little spray here. My husband and I love British slang and British sayings. And, ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. That's beautiful. Very nice, kind of deep green shade. And it's so funny because every time I talk to Steph, we video call each other pretty much every morning during the week, especially like before I get ready for work. I just love to sit down and chat with her. Like within about the first 10 minutes of my awake time, I am calling Steph. She always says like the best sayings. Love it. And so my husband will be like, did you talk to Steph this morning? And I'll say, yeah. Well, did she teach you any new British slang or sayings? Like sometimes she does. And when she does, I always tell my husband and he's like, that's amazing. I got to say that today. So, you know, I love like bloody hell and crikey and bollocks and take the piss, which I think means like joking around with somebody, like teasing somebody. We say that. We love to say that. And then let's see, and there's other things, but you know, I kind of keep it PG. I don't want to offend anybody. There's a ton of other British swear words that we love to say. And one of the things that Steph says that I love the most is she'll say, I'll give you an example. She'll say, Jace, her puppy, will be like, let's say he's on the couch chewing on a sock, and she'll say, Jace is on the couch chewing a sock, as you do. And I say, now Steph does not sound like that. Steph's probably going, I sound like that? No, Steph, you don't. You sound much better than that. But that is a saying that I love to repeat as often as I possibly can, the as you do. Now I'm just going to use the other side of the brush, cleaned it off a little bit, and I'm going to go into the shade Hype right here and make sure I don't, yeah, this side. And I'm going to put that down towards the front part of the lid. The next question is, the fourth question is, favorite British actor or actress? Sir Anthony Hopkins is my favorite actor ever. I just love him so much. And ooh, that is so pretty. This is kind of a darker eye look, I would say, but ooh, I love that blue shade. That is so pretty. I just think Anthony Hopkins is the best. He is in, of course, Silence of the Lambs, which is my favorite movie ever. And I don't know, I just think everything he does is just superb. I think all of his acting performances are incredible. I think like he's very believable in whatever role that he ends up being in. And so, yeah, I would love to meet him. You know, if I were to ever meet him, I'd just probably hug him and never let him go. He'd be like, security, get her off. And then my favorite British actress is Emma Thompson. I just adore her. Nanny McPhee is one of my absolute favorite kids movies. I've seen that a million times. And of course, after I watch that, I walk around going, Nanny McPhee, oh Nanny, Nanny McPhee. Okay, I think I am, though, going to go back into the exposure shade and just add a little bit more depth to the outer corner there. And I am going to answer another question. The fifth question is, what is your favorite British movie? And that would be Four Weddings and a Funeral. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but now that I'm thinking about it and talking about it, I'm like, ooh, I should watch that pretty soon. And I also love Notting Hill. Hugh Grant is actually in both of those movies. And I just think it's wonderful. And I love Julia Roberts. And then another UK movie that I love, or British movie that I love, it's called Enduring Love. It has the same guy that plays Hugh Grant's roommate in Notting Hill. He's also in Enduring Love. It's with him and Daniel Craig, and I think her name's Samantha Morton. Oh, that is the weirdest movie. It's really bizarre. My husband and I watched it, and afterwards we were like, whoa, that was kind of crazy. But it's really good, and the acting is incredible. Daniel Craig is a really good actor, too. Really good British actor. Love him. And I think, too, I am going to go back into, what is that, All That Sparkle, and just kind of blend that a little bit better, because I kind of took the shimmers up a little high. It looks a little funky. Let me answer another question, too. Question number 6 is favorite British singer, and what is your favorite song that they sing? Now, I have been teased about this so many times in my life. I don't know why, but I have been. And my favorite British singer is Phil Collins. And I know people are just like, Phil Collins, oh my God, he's horrible. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Favorite song that he sings is a duet with Philip Bailey called Easy Lover. Now, I went and visited my daughter and my grandbaby earlier, and on my way home, I cranked Easy Lover as loud as I could have it go without blowing my speakers out in my car, and sang it at the top of my lungs. And so any of you that are doubting the prowess of Phil Collins, I want you to sit down, and I want you to listen to Easy Lover, and then come back and tell me in the comments section if you really don't like Phil Collins, because I think that song will sway you to the other side. I did put some concealer on underneath my eyes so I can do my lower lash line with you guys. And I think what I'm going to do is start off with this shade here, All That Sparkle, and put that across my entire lower lash line. Question number 7 is favorite British food. Now, I've never really eaten British food, I wouldn't say, because I've never been to the UK. You know, I'm sure there are places here that try to replicate British food, but really, I don't know that we can really do that. Now, I've always wanted to try a bangers and mash, and I think what bangers and mash are is like sausage and mashed potatoes. If that's not right, you please correct me like crazy in the comment section, but I just want to say that I've eaten bangers and mash at some point in my life. Horrible impression there. But I have eaten British chocolate. Now, Steph has been such a sweetheart, and she has sent me and my whole family, actually, chocolate bars that are the most amazing chocolate bars I've ever eaten in my life. The one that she sends me, it's Galaxy chocolate. I think the brand is Galaxy. And it's like a chocolate bar with hunks of honeycomb inside the chocolate. And oh, they're so amazing. She sent me one of those right after I'd had my, or actually right before I'd had my hysterectomy, and I saved it to have when I was recovering. Oh, so good. And like she sent my husband a coconut chocolate bar and sent the same one to my son. They both love those. And then she sent Sydney like a salted caramel. chocolate bar. And I think this is like the second or third time that she has sent us chocolate. Keep it coming, baby. No, just kidding. But no, I really do love British chocolate. It's amazing. Now I'm going to go into exposure with this little brush here and put that towards the outer part of the lower lash line. And question number 8 is, what is your favorite UK indie brand makeup-wise? And I would have to say Makeup by Lisa is my absolute favorite UK indie brand. I mean, of course, I do love OPV Beauty, the palette that I'm using. But I just think that Makeup by Lisa is so wonderful. I mean, her products are amazing. I have a couple of her eyeshadow palettes, and I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 of her single eyeshadows. And her customer service is just impeccably amazing. When I first heard about the brand, it was through Steph, of course, because Steph has used a lot of her products on her channel, and I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get something from the brand. So I was asking Steph, you know, like about the brand, and she sent me a link to the website, and she's like, yeah, go check it out. So I did, and I found some things I wanted to buy, but when I went to order them, I wasn't able to get it to like deliver to the United States for some reason. Like it kept saying, I think what it was is like the United States just was not available for me to select. And so I let Steph know, I'm like, I really can't get anything from her brand. Like for whatever reason, it's not like allowing me to select United States. And she said, well, here's her email. Just email her and let her know what's going on. And I'm like, I'm not going to email her. And she's like, yeah, you can. She's fine with that. I did that. I emailed her, and she emailed me back like 10 minutes later. And she's like, yeah, we're having some issues with the website, but we're getting it straightened out, and it should be fine in about 24 hours. And as soon as it is, I will let you know. I will email you and let you know. And I thought, well, yeah, maybe she's probably really busy and she's probably going to forget to do that. And that's totally fine. And she emailed me back the next morning. I was able to go on and order my stuff. And she actually included like a little single for free, just threw in an extra single for me, which I thought was so wonderful. And I follow her on Instagram, and she's, I don't know, Lisa's amazing. She's just a wonderful brand owner and a wonderful person. I will have Makeup by Lisa's website linked in my description box so that if you guys want to go check it out, which you should, please do. You're going to be blown away by her products and the customer service, everything. Now I'm going to go into this shade here, Dirty Martini. It's almost like, I don't think it's hard panned. It's just not, yeah, it's picking up on the brush. Okay, that's good. Calm down, it'll be fine. And I'm going to put that towards the front part of the lower lash line. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but we're going to see. And then I do have a 9th question here. Who was the first British creator that you started watching on YouTube, like makeup creator? And that would be Robert Welsh. He was my first UK creator that I started watching. Love him. Now, I don't really watch him so much anymore. Not that I don't like him. I love him. I always will love him. But I don't know. I just gained a lot of friendships on this platform. And so I just really always want to like support my, you know, close friends. Like, you know, they're like family to me, sisters to me. And then Debbie Vinyl Beauty. She was the second creator from the UK that I started watching. And then, of course, my collab partner, Steffi Poo. Started watching her, and you know the story. I fell in love with Steph. We started talking. Now we're best friends. You know, she's like the British version of myself, and I'm the American version of herself. And it's been wonderful. And this shade is okay. I don't know. It's not really showing up that great. I don't know if maybe I should have tried putting this on the lid, but I just was worried that if I put it on the lid, you wouldn't be able to see it very well. And then for the lower waterline, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Ultimate Eyeliner in the shade Totally Teal. I think there's more to the title, but I can't read it because I don't have my glasses on. And then the final question is, what is one thing about your country that you wish was more like the UK? And not to be super controversial, but I would say our healthcare system. I wish it was more like the UK. You know, I've talked to Steph a little bit about their healthcare system there and how it works, and it just sounds amazing. And it just sounds like it would be really nice if we could have something like that here. But you know, healthcare here is just so freaking expensive. And you know, I just had a hysterectomy, and I got the bill from the hospital in the mail, and I almost threw up in my lap. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things I wish was like the UK. I wish that Hogwarts was here. And I know you guys are all going to say Hogwarts is not real, but I am convinced that it is. So I've answered all the questions, and I pretty much have the eye look completed. So what I'm going to do is go off camera, do my other eye, the rest of my face makeup, and I'll come back and show you how everything came together. So don't move a muscle. All right, I am back, and this is the finished look. I really like how this look turned out. I was kind of actually pleasantly surprised. When I randomly generated those shades, I was like, I don't know how my look's gonna come together, but I really do like it. So let's look at the palette again. This is the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette that Steph and I used in our Palette Bingo collab today. And the 5 shades that I randomly generated are Exposure. I used that in the outer V. I used All That Sparkle kind of around the shade in the outer V and then into my transition area. I used Dirty Martini on the front part of the lower lash line. That is the only shade that I'm not real wild about in this palette. There just wasn't a lot of color payoff. I mean, you cannot really see it. Even when I get really close up into my mirror, you just can't really see it that well. And I don't know if maybe if I had used that on the lid, if maybe that would have made it better. I don't know, but I just felt like it swatched funny and I just didn't really notice it all that much on the lower lash line. And then I used a combination of Hype and Sparkle on the lid. Gorgeous. I love those 2 shimmers. These shimmers here, I think I've used all of them now. Well, maybe not this one, but I just love them. And I haven't used, and I've used this one and that one. Beautiful too. I really do want to keep playing with this palette. I want to try these shades here. I haven't used those yet. I don't think I've used that shimmer either. I don't think I've used that shade or that shade either. But I like the look. I really do. I think it came together very nicely. Just, you know, a different look than I would normally create, but that's the fun of doing palette bingos. Now I'm going to go over a few things quickly that I used in my finished look with you guys. For my eyeliner on my upper lid, I used the Ciate London Fierce Flicks eyeliner in black. Of course I did. I use that all the time. I'm not going to show it to you again because I've shown it to you 1,000 times. And on my lips, I used the Cara Beauty Metal Liquid Lipstick in the shade Privacy. I just thought this would be a nice shade for the eye look. I love these lipsticks. They're amazing. And then for my mascara, I used the Berry M Feature Length Mascara that my beautiful friend Linda on Instagram, she sent this to me from Sweden. This is one of my absolute favorite mascaras. I haven't used it in a while, so I just thought it'd be fun to pull this out and use it today. And then for my highlighter, I also use this in the inner corner, and I just popped this a little bit under my brow. This is the Kavos Fairy Dust Pressed Highlighter. I got this, I think, in like an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm, just kind of like a nice soft pink. I don't know that soft pink went real well, but I don't know. I thought it looked nice under my brow bone and in my inner corner, and I also put this on my face as well. And I just really like the formula of this. It's very nice. I hope you guys really enjoyed listening to me answer the questions that I came up with. I cannot wait to hear what Steph's answers are. I know that Steph has been to the United States before. I think she went to Florida and just loved it. And I really hope that someday she can come to Oregon and spend, I don't know, a couple years, the rest of her life here. I would just love that. And of course, I want to go to the UK so bad. I mean, even before I knew Steph, that's just always a place that I've always wanted to go. But now that my bestie, my sister, my mentor, she lives there, I mean, there's no stopping me now. I just got to start saving my money. Once my surgery's been paid off, then I will start saving my money to get on a plane and go to the UK and crash at Steph's house for hopefully a very long time. Because I think, you know, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you're going to go see your bestie, you know, you want to stay there for a while. So Steph, get ready. I'm coming. Get all your palettes laid out all over the floor. I know I joke around, but I'm not kidding. I'm coming to roll around in your eyeshadow palettes. Now, I will, of course, have Steph's channel and her video linked in my description box. I cannot imagine that any of you that are watching this video are not subscribed to her yet, but if you're not, you must go to her channel and subscribe. You are going to love her. She is so beautiful and so freaking talented. Every time I watch one of her videos, I'm just blown away. And I cannot wait to watch this video because I know I will be as blown away as I always am with all of her videos. And I cannot wait to do more palette bingo collabs with Steph. Like I said, she has come up with this whole series for us to do, like back in the spotlight using older palettes. I think that's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait for the next one. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.